You are in the VIP section of the Black Women in Radio podcast, a decade of the new woman. I'm your host, Felicia Love, along with our special guest, Sasha the Diva. We have really been doing a phenomenal job being able to connect with everybody.
I know, right?
So excited. I had a conversation with Jasmine Sanders last night in LA.
Hi, Jasmine.
Phenomenal. She is so phenomenal. Great conversation. Frankie Darcell, Rashawn Ali, and now Sasha the Diva.
Hey, girl.
Hey, girl. Let's talk about this quarantine real quick. How are you managing?
All right, so our producer gets a phone call about 30 days ago while we were on air that his girlfriend, it looks like that she had contracted the virus. So I'm looking at him going, get out of here.
Right?
Like, get out of here. Like, get out of here. So I didn't know if he was like kind of joking around, but he was dead serious. Within hours, our building was shut down and we haven't returned since. So we had to quickly do everything from home. So Rick Party, who is, Rick and Sasha, he was in Miami. I'm in Atlanta, and our comedian George Wilborn is in Atlanta. And Rick is so technical. Oh, my God. When I tell you he is a beast with this. Girl.
He's a tech geek.
Yes, child. And with our engineers and him, I've been working from home, and can I tell you, I love it.
You know what? It is a bit of wonderful, isn't it? To be in your own element and still be able to produce.
And we haven't skipped a beat. I mean, from our celebrity interviews, politicians, talking to our listeners, and my jams.
Oh, it's great. It's great. It's the syndicator's dream, right? That's what we used to live for. Instead of having to come into the studio every day.
I miss it, though, because I'm a people person. So, I love to hug and embrace people. And I feel their energy with the eye-to-eye contact. You can read that body language. I miss that. I don't want to do this forever, okay?
No. I you know what? Let's talk about that for a moment, because I'm very much like that. I'm very social, and I love to give a person a hug.
Yes.
What is that going to look like for us in a few months? It's a little scary. And I have this little voice in my head going, but there's a risk here. Oh, that's annoying.
I'm not going to live in fear. I'm going to be myself. If I go to embrace someone and they don't want to be embraced, guess what? I get it. So we can do the little dap to the elbow, throw some kisses. I will respect their space. Yeah. But me, nah, it's just a part of me, my personality. So I don't know, girl. This shall pass, and we will all go back. We won't all go back. We will be a little bit more cautious on how we do things, being clean, especially them nasty ass ones who never wash their hands. I've been in the bathroom with them, honey. And I'm like, what you doing? You ain't wash your hands. Don't be in the bathroom with me and don't do that, okay?
Girl, I'm the same way. I'm like, really? Is that what we're doing? You didn't learn
nasty stuff, especially the ones you work at work, and you're like, oh, you the one bringing in the food. So I'm going to just be myself. That's it.
Yeah, the personality that will come through in all of this challenge, that's for sure. I want to know a little bit about your journey in broadcasting and how you landed syndication, because that's quite a journey.
So, Salisha, let me just say that so many times when you talk to young people, they don't understand that you didn't start here. So for me, it was a little girl with a microphone in a bathroom on a toilet seat mimicking Barbara Walters, okay? Running my mouth all the time. We didn't have Black people on TV then.
No, right. That's
we
right.
just didn't. To Daddy and Mom, I want to be on the radio, to Dad going, what you talking about? No, I want you to be an attorney, go to school, blah, blah, blah. To that internship where I lied to get the internship because I was younger. and sitting with that promotions person saying, I'm willing, I'm able, I will do it. I don't care the hours. Him just looking at me going, okay, that I'm inside of a radio station and I'm not in front of a microphone. I'm not in front of a microphone. I'm doing the other stuff. Sasha, get the coffee. How many coffee? How many sugars do you need?
Yes.
Girl, out in promotions department in 100-degree weather in a costume. Girl, you remember them days?
Yes.
Doing
Hot
whatever.
sun, and you got to
Yes.
play like you love it.
Oh, Lord Jesus. Making copies, typing. But I was in the building. And as I was in the building, sitting back watching, I was learning everything in the business: sales, engineering, programming, promotion, advertising, marketing, not just the on air, because I was never allowed in a studio. And one day someone took me into a studio later on and said, I'll help you put an air check together. And I was like, oh, okay, yay. Really didn't even know what the hell that was. Okay. Air check. They put that together for me, and the program director got a whiff of it. And he said, who is that? And I was interning for V103 in Baltimore. And he was like, wow, she sounds good. So I found that out and was switching my little ass on up. Yes, he said I sound good, girl. So I'm all excited. And I was like, hey.
Yeah, I'm in there.
Yeah, I heard you. Heard my stuff. And do you have a part-time position? You know me. Sit down. He said, have a seat. Was talking to me. He said, well, unfortunately, young lady, you sound good in a studio, but you have no experience and I can't put you on my radio station. I said, but you said I sound good. He said, it's more than just sounding good. You need to really understand the business of radio. And I can't risk putting you on a radio station and my advertisers pull out because you done said something crazy or you don't know what you're doing. You need to go out there and get some experience and go to a smaller market. Girl, when I tell you the pit of my stomach, I was sitting there wanting to throw up.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Like, okay, so I walked out of the building to the bus stop. I ain't had no car. I get on the bus, sit in the back of the bus crying, like, oh, he crushed me. Girl, let me tell you something. It took 24 hours. I started sending out that air check that I put together and my resume. See, the young kids got email. I didn't have that. Putting it in a package, in an envelope.
And mailing it.
Right, with a stamp and mailing it out. Mm-hmm. I was doing that all over the country. I didn't care. And I got a phone call from Elaine Jernigan from Milford, Delaware, WAFL. And he told me it was something on that air check that he wanted to give me a shot and offered me the job on the phone. Girl, do you know I never even asked what position, how much? I was saying when.
Yes.
When can I start?
That's hunger.
And that was my journey with that radio station, working overnights, making $6 an hour, living in an efficiency, no furniture, eating tuna, crackers, and Kool-Aid every day.
That is true.
That's where it started, babe. Mm-hmm. And then from there, you know, I ended up in Baltimore. From Baltimore, I ended up into Atlanta, and then the syndication.
Yes, finally the syndication.
And just understand, y'all, that even through that journey, the step process of making $6 an hour to contract deals to making more money, endorsements, promotions, speaking engagements, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
Yes.
It's a growth. Well, in 2018, was it 20? I don't even know what year it is. 2018, I loved working with Cox. Okay. I love being at Kiss 104. When I tell you that was family, and even prior to that, when I did mornings in Baltimore with Randy Dennis, it was a beautiful relationship. He taught me so much about radio. And then when I got to Cox, you know, my relationship with them, I wanted to do a little bit more. And I wanted to get into syndication. I have spoken to them, but they were not interested in that yet. And I made a phone call to someone who was in syndication, big, and said, hey, I'm bored. I want to do something else. And he said, what you want to do? And I told him. He said, okay, we need to have a conversation. And everything that I tell you after I tell you this, you're not going to be able to have these conversations with me anymore because I'm still in the game. And I said, okay. And I drink and I might tell.
Right.
And I was like, okay, because I'm still under contract. He told me that. And one of the things that he said that was really important was who I did it with, that partnership.
Absolutely.
If I didn't have a connection and a bond and have this with this person, it's not going to work. It's not going to work. And it was 3 people that I thought about wanting to do radio with. And the other 2 I won't mention, but I called Rick Party out of Miami. Didn't know a whole lot, but I knew who he was, the voice, had been doing radio for a long time, been in many markets. And I sent him an email and said, I'd like to chat with you, boo. Yeah. And said that I was interested in doing syndication and I would like to do it with him. And are you interested? And he said yes. And within a week or so, Rick and I put a demo together. See that techie boy?
Yes.
He's in Miami. I'm in Atlanta. And he put it together and told us, we said what we needed to do. We collaborated. We put a demo together of us doing mornings. Girl, it was so easy and so natural. You would think we had been working together forever and we never did. The next thing I know, Gary Bernstein is calling Rick and saying, hey, I'm in Atlanta. I'm in Miami, want to catch up. He's having lunch with Rick and his wife. Rick says, oh, by the way, Gary Bernstein, syndicator, put on shows like Ricky Smiley, Donnie McKirkland, the big boys, okay?
Huge.
And he said, oh, by the way, I want you to listen to something. And it was our demo. Girl, when I tell you he liked the demo, Rick calls me from the bathroom at the restaurant.
Screaming,
Sasha, I'm meeting with Gary Bernstein. Do you trust me? I was like, yeah, I trust you. Okay, just trust me. I said, why is it echoing? I'm in the bathroom. I said, okay, because he was really big in the game. Yes. Next thing I know, Gary Bernstein was on an airplane the next day waiting to meet me when I got off air at KISS 104. We sat in a lobby at a hotel for 2 hours. Honey, after that, it was a deal. We were together.
Oh, wow.
Rick and Sasha, Gary Bernstein was the person that was going to help us make this happen. Girl, when I tell you, Rick and I were flying all over the country, having all these meetings, secret meetings too.
Yes.
I mean, girl, we couldn't even be seen on no damn plane together, okay? Yes. Walking those streets together, taking no pictures together. It was so quiet. And it was one meeting. All the meetings were going good, boom. It was one meeting that we were leaving and we were in New York and I was in the elevator. And I was like, it's going to happen. I felt it.
Yes.
I felt it with them. We had a deal in 5 months.
Wow.
That's how it happened.
That's incredible. That is incredible. Sasha, I want to talk to you about self-confidence.
Yeah.
Because you would not be able to find that kind of success if you are in your own head about what you think might happen. Okay. How did you build? You're already a confident woman, I know that. But I want to speak to those of us who are in the limelight. Everybody thinks we all are always on and we've got it going on, when in fact, we have to teach ourselves the confidence that we need in order to survive in the game. So talk a little bit about that.
Well, it's a tough industry. You better have tough skin. If you're a damn crybaby, you're not going to make it. It is a man's world.
It
So
is.
the confidence with me started very early with parents and a very strong father figure in my life. And his name was Vernon. Okay. Vernon taught his girls, you are the shit. You will be the shit. You won't take no shit.
I
Okay.
love it.
So, excuse the language, but that's how he said it to us. You will love yourself. No one can take that from you. You have to make it happen. You have to have hustle and drive. When you fall down, get your ass up, wipe yourself off, and keep moving.
Yes.
You don't have to have a man to make it happen. But when you do get one, you become a partner. So that was spoken into me so young. So even through challenges in my life, I've always had the attitude of, my daddy said I was the shit.
Yes.
So I am the shit, but not arrogant.
Right.
Not in a nasty way. I know who I am, the good and the bad. I'm not perfect. Don't want to be perfect. Know what my flaws are and everything. And I embrace it.
Yes.
So it's been tough game with men, even dealing with women.
Yes. And we're going to speak to that too.
Oh God. So I've had the self-confidence.
That's a huge blessing to be able to get it early on.
Early. Because you can be crushed.
Oh
God.
So devastated. Yes.
Something you can be told that you know good, and you will get that from program directors, general managers, vice presidents.
They don't even think about that.
Yeah, I mean, and it's okay. They might not like your style. They might not like your sound. It might not fit their radio station, and that's okay. But that doesn't make you shouldn't feel like you're not good. I just won't work with this radio station and keep moving. But listen, take some notes, ask some questions, and take the step. And if there's something that you think might apply to you, then okay, and move on. Don't walk around with your head down because somebody done said something to you. Oh my God, you'll be depressed for the rest of your damn life.
A lot of people have.
Right.
I can't tell you how many women I've talked to who feel like radio is that really bad relationship that they've had, the crusher of dreams. And it's heartbreaking because I've been on both sides of that. So I can relate to having to pick yourself up after deep depression because, not everybody had parents to speak life into them. And it is truly that will get you through a business like this. So if you
don't have that, you got to
learn it.
You got to speak life into yourself.
You do.
And that might be an everyday getting into the mirror going, hey, girl, how you doing? Yes, you're beautiful. Yes, you're intelligent. Yes, you can make this happen. The world is crazy. Ugliness is going to come, but you got to keep moving. You have to do that for yourself.
You do. You absolutely do. Because if you're looking for validation from anyone else, the moment they change their mind, then what are you going to do?
You're over there crying.
Yeah.
And you're guessing. You're guessing now. Did I do that right? I'm not her at all.
Yes.
Mm-mm.
Well, see, that's the part that I love about you is because I know you as well. I know that your personality is very genuine and it's strong.
Yeah.
And you get that from people. Sometimes you can talk to someone and you can hear the low self-confidence. I want to be able to build a platform where I can see you and you can see me as each other. Because that's truly what we are, especially when it comes to advertising and the way that we are portrayed in the industry. We are mirrors of each other. What do you speak to when it comes to women in the industry?
I really didn't have a lot of women who wanted to help me in the beginning.
I didn't either.
I guess you see all this energy. She's younger. She looks good. She might be trying to take my job. That's the feeling that I got. The throw up nose to me. It was never women. It was always men willing to assist me.
Mm-hmm.
So as I grew into my career later on, I said that I would help other women if you wanted to be helped.
Yes.
Now, don't come over here. And I've got the experience, but you don't want to listen. You don't want to listen. I ain't got no time. Okay. I just really don't have no time for you. So I don't know. I mean, it's still that crabs in the barrel. Why we are so against each other, why we are intimidated. I don't know. I don't know. But all I can do is just do my part and help whoever needs to help.
And that's really all that we can ask of each other, is to be open. That whole crap.
Now, you know I keep it real, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Can you give me a second? Because it's hot as hell and I need to turn this damn fan up.
Yes.
Hold on a second, girl. I'm about ready to burn up.
Okay, so we were talking about women and that whole crabs in the barrel. What did you do? That light looks good, actually.
I brought, it's a light with a fan.
Oh, yes, I need one of those.
Oh my gosh. Does the light better?
Yeah, the light's a lot better on your face now, too.
Okay, all right.
So I'm glad you did that. Okay, so we were talking about that whole crabs in the barrel mentality. In 2020, what do you think we need to do in order to get over all of this? Because enough already.
Well, when
you're talking generations of the same mindset.
Well, I can't fix that, but
right?
if you're good with self, you're not intimidated by other people. So I embrace people who have been in the industry longer than me, because I can learn something from them if they're willing to give it to me, and without making me trying to make me feel like I'm less than, you know what I'm saying? So I'm excited about being around people up here, because it's going to help me elevate. So once you're good with you, that's not going to bother you. So it's a self thing.
Absolutely. I totally agree. Now let's talk about the fact that you have now achieved. This echo is killing me.
Oh, it's okay. And if you got to fix it, because I couldn't do it. I wouldn't be able to do
it. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Do that again. Okay. So let's talk about the fact that you have now achieved syndication. And you're in how many cities now?
Now we're in 30. We start New York.
That is so cool.
So we're really excited. So our numbers are growing and stations. So I'm really excited about it.
What's the difference between the two? What would you say the difference is?
It's the responsibility. You know, listen, when you're local, you do things a little different and you're in a team environment. So Sasha was working the way she wants to work, and same thing for Rick. So if I want to change and do a topic or have this interview or ask these questions or just do whatever in my show, I could do that. I can't just do that now. I have someone that I work with. So we have to communicate, which that was a lot. You know, he's an alpha, I'm an alpha. He wanted his way, I wanted my way, you know. Mm-hmm. So that's the difference. And then you have so many different stations. Me used to saying, "Child, I'm up in Atlanta." Oh no, my God, you can't do that.
Right, know? Exactly.
You cannot do that. It's you have to talk to people everywhere and make them not feel like you're not talking to them.
Right.
Just talking at them, you know. So just getting that, but we got that down. So that's really been the challenge, being in syndication.
And it is truly your own business. Oh. You are the brand.
Oh, you're your brand. So we're a brand together, Rick and Sasha, and then we're brands separately. He's got other things going on. I have other things going on. But what he does and what I do outside is important too, because the brand Rick and Sasha is big too. So you don't want to be out there doing something crazy that could affect this brand. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Now you have a book. You have a book out,
Yeah.
and tell us a little bit about that, because the first that I've learned about it, you and I worked at KISS together, so I
Yes.
knew that you were in the writing process, and I was so proud of you when you landed Ilyana Vincent to talk about what it's like to have a blended family.
It's
I have
hard.
had a blended family twice. It is not easy.
And you said twice.
Yes, I did.
Whew, I got
It's
to
not
tell you
easy.
that with this pandemic and everything that's going on right now, if you even thought about leaving your family, hopefully this time with your family has made you rethink some things. Being outside of the household, not with your children, another person coming and raising your children. Listen, all relationships are not going to necessarily work, but if you can save yours, please do so. I made a lot of mistakes. At that time, Sasha, she was thinking about her kid, but she was thinking more about herself. I had fell in love with someone, but never gave them a chance to get to know each other. And then raising a son by yourself, which he had a father and a relationship. It was Sasha. And I was the one that was in control of everything. And I always say, if I had to do it all over again, I wouldn't have did it. I love my husband. I adore my son, but I wouldn't have did it because one, my son wasn't ready. And I had a responsibility as a mother to protect him. You know what I'm saying? So
Yes.
if that meant that, hey, we can still be in a relationship, you live in your house, I live in my house, let me deal with my kid, let me get you guys together and start working on a relationship. Hey, maybe we'll get married down the road. Maybe I wait till he gets out of school, or maybe we don't get married at all. But my responsibility should have been to my son because he was the innocent person in all of it. So through that experience, I learned some things, but guess what? I'm still married. My son's doing pretty good. Okay. My
That is
son and
great.
husband have a relationship. My son's father recently passed away.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
He passed away, and my husband became something for my son that he needed.
Yes.
Yeah, and my husband watched him go through that, and it was very hard for my husband too. It broke my husband down. So they're in a better space, and I got my family. Hey!
Yay! And we can celebrate that, Sasha, because the truth of the matter is, it's not easy raising a family. And it's really not easy when you are a strong, talented woman who wants to express in the world, i.e., have your own business or your own career. If you're not with the right partner, all of that goes to hell.
Listen, sisters, though, let me just tell you this too, okay? You can't be the man and the woman. And when I say word submissive, that don't mean that he is telling you what to do. That's not what that means.
Right.
You Everybody has their roles, and I'm a wife, okay? And that is my husband, and I respect my husband, and he leads our family. All right. So you got to learn to pull back. Okay. You don't have the little thing in between your legs. All right. Chill
Exactly right.
out. Just chill out a little bit. And I had to learn how to do that. And my dad was telling me so early in my life, he was like, Sasha, you got strong personality. When you get with a real man, you're going to have to tone it down. And I was like, okay, daddy. And yeah, he was right. So I have to know when to bark and when not to.
Right.
Pick your
Exactly.
battles. And it works for my husband and I.
Let's talk a little bit more about family, because I'm sure that those who will watch and listen to this are in places and spaces in their lives where they need some help. They need a reality check. The reality check for me and my blended family was that I could not force a relationship onto either side. Actually, I couldn't force the girls to love my new husband. I couldn't force the husband to love my daughters, although in the very beginning, that's what was understood. Yes, of
Mm-hmm.
course, I love you. Yes, I love you. We'll get along great. But on the day to day, totally different story.
You have really got to, before you say I do, you really have to have the conversation first with the guy on some simple things, on how he disciplines. Did you ever ask that?
Absolutely.
See,
Yes, right?
what's his faith base? About the children, you have to watch what that relationship is prior to you getting married. Then on the other side, you need to be talking to your girls and asking them questions about that relationship. Why are they feeling this way? And it could, at the end of the day, they just don't want this dude around. But you have to listen to them.
You do.
Because once y'all all in that house together, you're not a family. It's a damn lie. You say you're family, y'all take these fake ass pictures, you're going to church, but then when you pull up at home and open that door, it is nothing but hell for everybody, and you're the one that's in the middle.
I was just getting ready to say, it feels like you're split in two.
It is
and you're
horrible.
trying to have a career.
Isn't it horrible?
It is absolutely devastating. It's a hard place to be, but there are many women out there that are dealing with this even right now. And this quarantine thing, hello, it's a reality check for a lot of people.
So if you're in it now, what you have to do is go get some professional help to help you to fix it if it can be fixed. And fixing that means individual counseling and then family counseling.
Absolutely.
And then is everybody willing to participate to make it work? And then when you look at these little innocent children, then you got to decide what is best. You have to make a decision. Or am I going to keep this marriage or the well-being of my children? And you got to make that decision. I can't do it for you. You know what I'm saying?
No one can. Your friends, your sisters, your preacher, nobody can
keep your friends out of it, because see, if you work it out, you done expose and put all this out there, and now they're mad at him, but now y'all back together and now they looking at you all cross-eyed. Seek professional help. Seek professional help maybe through your church and counseling with someone that can help y'all through it if you're really, a Christian. But at the end of the day, it's innocent children that have been brought into this world,
and they deserve
not asked to be put in this situation. And then you might have a step-parent that can't stand them.
Right.
Okay.
And you got to make a choice.
Yeah, he all lovey-dovey or she all lovey-dovey with you, but in the inside, they hate your damn kids.
Right.
You don't need to be with nobody, because if you don't think them children can pick that up,
they can pick that energy.
It will follow them for the rest of their lives, and then they look at you that you just abandoned me for this person, and it's a lot of hurt. Then you got to rebuild all that. So that was Sasha's mistake.
Not just Sasha. I can totally relate to that book. That's one reason why I brought it up, because there are a lot of women who find themselves sandwiched in between. And how do you survive that fight, that battle, that war? Because that's what it is.
Girl, it was days that I didn't even want to leave them in the house together. That was the place that I was in. I was and like you said, I'm in my career. So look, I got to do my thing. But on the inside, I was dying because it was my child and my husband.
Any neat places and then any places you'd like to go?
I had I'm sorry.
No, that's fine. I love this conversation because it's not stuffy like a television interview. Everything has to be perfect.
I love eating ice.
Do you?
In the fan, because I one moment I'm cold and next I'm hot as hell. Oh wow, I've had many opportunities to go many places. Traveled to Africa, Nairobi, Nigeria, Johannesburg, went to Egypt, Cairo, went into the pyramids. And when I went to Egypt, I went by myself.
Did you? I love that.
It was stuff going on in my life. I had decided not to marry someone. We were 3 months out from this big wedding, big house, and all of this, and I ended the relationship because he decided to put his damn hands on me.
Oh no!
So I just disappeared. The only
Yes.
person who knew was my mom, and I decided to go to Egypt. And I was there for 15 days.
Beautiful.
And I met new people, learned some language. Can't speak it today. When I was there, I ended up meeting a couple from Atlanta at the airport.
What are the odds?
Because, I mean, you're over there and, we have color, but you can tell that I'm not Egyptian, okay?
Right.
And I'm looking at them. They looking at me. They start talking. I start talking. They say they're from Atlanta. I said, I'm from Atlanta too. What's your name? Sasha. Are you Sasha the Diva from the radio? Yes.
Stop.
I was like, oh my.
So much for being incognito.
And I spent a lot of time with them.
That's cool.
And they had been married 30 years.
Wow. Yeah.
And they told me I had did the right thing. Hold on a second, my son. Hold on.
Okay.
Hey, I'm on an interview.
Oh, where you at?
I'm down in the basement.
Okay. Well, I was gonna tell you when we're gonna go up there.
Go up where?
To the Emory.
My son wants to go to Emory and take food for the doctors and nurses and healthcare workers today.
That's brilliant.
That's
Tell
my
him,
son. If
thank
you
you
can see
so
him.
much for doing that.
He said
That
hi.
is
So finish working with Kevin and do all the chores with him, and then we'll just go later, okay? All right, bye. Yeah, he wants to do that.
I love that.
He wants to do that.
And this whole quarantine thing is also kind of guiding us to our life purpose, I believe. What can we do to make someone else's life better? And acts like that, when we're busy in our lives, we don't think about those things.
Yeah.
I
just hope we don't go back to some stuff. I hope this is a time that I need to reevaluate and make a change in my life and be kinder to people.
Absolutely.
Spend some more time with your family. God, I can't even imagine. Do you know how much I have cooked since I've been home for 30 days? Wait a minute, girl. This don't look so bad. Look. The looks is one thing, tasting is another. For days. Ma, can you make some macaroni? I'm like, I don't know.
On social media, it's been fun watching you cook.
Oh,
it
God.
has.
It'd be nasty too. Oh my God. You see that macaroni and cheese? I had to throw it in the trash. Okay. Just getting my rest. I try. Just getting some sleep. You don't realize how exhausted that you are. Just because it's just a hustle. So when we go back to crazy, I'm not going to be as crazy. That's all.
Yeah, exactly. Because now we know what it means to center ourselves and be grounded. And we have a reset on what's priority.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so did you finish telling me the places that you have been? So this phenomenal trip in Egypt. Oh my gosh.
God, Egypt was so beautiful and the people were so amazing. It was so hot.
Oh, I can imagine.
You would get up in the morning, girl. I swear it'd be 8 o'clock and it'd be already 100 degrees. But that's when it was, I don't care about no hair. I don't care about no makeup. And I didn't tell you I lost my luggage. Okay.
Oh my gosh.
Just t-shirt, jeans, some comfortable shoes, and embracing what was around you. And then going into the pyramids and being there, I got up on the camel, trying new food. Had a chance to go down into a pyramid, miles down. I couldn't do it though. I got scared because when you were walking down, you had to bend all the way down. They were not big people either. So you had to bend all the way down to walk down. And I was freaking out. I wouldn't do it. I had to go back
You feel
up.
claustrophobic.
Yeah, I was like, because it was one way down, one way up, and it was so tight.
And dark, right?
Oh, yeah. And I was like, I wouldn't be able to do it. So I went up and just waited for the other people and let them share their experience with me. When I went to Africa, I didn't want to go because of what I saw. And I took my son and we spent, I think we were there 18 days, but I had a tour guide and security with me. And when I landed in Johannesburg, I was like, where we at? You know, not thinking we're in Johannesburg. I'm thinking we're still in the States. Like, oh,
wow,
this is really beautiful. Like, wait a minute. Get to Nigeria. Like, good God, this is like New York.
Wow, really?
And the restaurants and the hotels and the people and the shopping. And I mean, I was so overwhelmed and just seeing us.
Yes.
And what I thought it was. I had a chance to go into the villages where, what you see on TV, you have that. But they're like us too. Went to safari. So my interpretation and what I saw, I was so ignorant. And after visiting, I said, every person needs to go.
That's exactly why I asked you about travel, because when you broaden your horizons, you have a different perspective on life and people. And so your experiences are rich. Did you have a spiritual experience in any of those places?
No, I didn't.
Okay.
I'm really honest. No, but I didn't want to come back. I didn't want to come back here.
Yeah.
I had a chance to visit radio and television stations and the owners, and I did that while I was there. And they showed me how my life could be. And I was like, oh my God, I don't want to come back to the States. But I had such a very young child too.
Yeah.
And he had a father and my family. And I was like, wow, should I do something like this? And I decided I wasn't ready for that, but it feels good. And I told my husband that I want to go back with him and share that experience with him too, and let him see, because he's never had a chance to go. And it'll be new for him and I to do it together.
Yes, absolutely. I'm glad you shared that, because I've not been to Africa, and all we know is what we've seen on TV, which is never the whole story.
It's, girl, when I went to safari, girl, we in the Jeep and we ride, girl, why a monkey jump up on the truck right at my face, right?
Oh my goodness.
I was like, oh my God, I just want you to know, Jesus, help me. I'm scared. He said, just stay calm. I said, I hear you staying calm, but you're going to have to get me the hell out of here, because I'm not feeling this right now.
Oh my God.
Okay, just no sudden moves, because it's an animal. Okay. I'm sorry. It's an animal. And when the monkey got down, I said, get us out of here.
You're done.
I'm done with the safari. Okay. Because then all I could think about then was tigers and elephants.
I was going to ask you if you saw any. Yeah.
When I said, get us out, he said, I said, my son is good. Okay. And my son, he giggling, he don't know. So we experienced a little bit of it, but I ended up having, can you hold on, my child?
Yes, that's fine.
Sam, I said I'm on an interview, sweetie.
Tell him I promise. We're wrapping it up right now.
I was going to tell you,
no, I'm on an interview for real. What's up?
Oh, my driving record came back for Willie.
Okay, okay, excellent. I'll talk to you in a second, okay, baby?
All right.
They just want you to stop in the middle of what you're doing, Joe. That's the one who went with me. My son Dominic has had the opportunity to travel the world with me and experience so many things. And then my other son, Antoine, he is my heart too, and he's in jail.
Oh,
And he
yes,
hasn't
yes.
experienced some things with me being such a young mom too.
Mhm.
So hopefully he's learned some lessons this time and he's going to come out and hopefully listen to me. And if not, listen to a professional that will help guide him,
Mhm.
because he's a good looking, smart child, but he's a grown man.
Right.
And do right, do right.
Thank you for being so honest. I love that about you. There are many women who have children who cannot figure out why is one way and one another way.
Well, I was a teenage mom. So my parents helped raise my older son.
Mm.
But he had a relationship with me, but they raised him up until he was around 7, and then I took him back. So his experience from birth to 7, totally different than my younger son, totally different. So for a long time, just some inside feelings, that sibling thing.
Yes, yes.
But my parents were good to him too. But that doesn't mean that you go out here and do wrong either.
Exactly.
Okay. So this is the hand that God gave you. So let's learn from it. Forgive me for whatever I have done that to make you angry and feel any type of way, which I don't mean to. I love him. I love my son, Antoine. I love him and I want him to do better. And I love my son, Dominic, and he's a spoiled little bratty. Okay. And he needs to stop being spoiled. So I don't know. I mean, you
Excuse
can't
me.
change children. I mean,
No,
what they end up becoming is their choice too. It's their choice.
that's what I wanted to speak to, that part. We do have to release the control over our young adult children because they have their own path. And
Yep.
then we also have to make sure that we are forgiving ourselves for whatever guilt that we're feeling for whatever reason, because it's not helping the situation. It's still their path. And
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah,
I had that guilt.
yeah, of
Yeah.
course. We all do, because we want our
Yeah.
children to, we perceive them to be a certain way and we want the best for them, but at the end of the day, it's their own choice.
And we don't want them going through nothing. We're trying to stop, just like when we were
Yeah.
growing up with our parents and they were trying to show us, but we had to learn our way too. So I just pray a lot.
Mhm.
I try to listen more, guide, but if you choose a certain path, whatever that path is, that was your choice, and you have to deal with the consequences of it. And you cannot be mad at me. You understand?
Absolutely.
That's all. You
Absolutely.
just can't be mad.
Because that guilt card will go a long way if you'll allow it to, and it'll destroy lives if you'll allow it to. But it
Absolutely.
stops with the person who decides, this is not my choice.
This is not my
This
choice.
is not my choice for you. But if this is the way you continue to feel, you're going to have to do your own healing while I do my healing.
Yep. And
Yeah.
I had to forgive myself too, and then
Yeah.
ask for the forgiveness. So hopefully he's in a better space. He's clean. Because I used to go to bed at night, and if the phone rang, it was always like, oh my God, what's wrong? I was thinking something then happened.
Right.
So he's clean from drugs.
That's
Mine is clean.
mhm.
So now come out. Let's follow the process. There's a process. Can't come back out in this world and do what the hell you want to do. Follow
Right.
the process to get you together. And that's built you, and you have a support around you, and continue to go to those meetings. And because you think you can fix yourself, and you can, and drug abuse,
Mhm.
it's not good.
I remember my daughters asked me early on, Mom, what would you do if I were gay? And
Yeah.
I had to come to that, understanding in myself. I want it to be one way, but if you have a choice in your life, so if you decide to do that, that doesn't mean I don't love you.
If
There
you're
are a
dead,
lot of,
if you're dead,
hmm, no, they're not.
okay,
That was just
okay.
a hypothetical question, but a very deep and necessary question.
Mm-hmm.
I think because a lot of parents feel like they still have control over their young adult lives. And I've seen so many people sick making themselves physically ill trying to control these young adult lives. And
Let me tell y'all something
that's
about
not
y'all.
your journey.
Some of these folks out here, y'all kill me trying to be perfect. Y'all forget about all the shit y'all did in the past. The weed you was smoking, the cocaine you was sniffing, the sex out there with these multiple people out there, the lying and the cheating.
That's right.
You forget about all the stuff that you have done.
Mm-hmm.
You're not perfect, and nor are they. And we so judgmental on everything. You want to pick and choose what you want to follow in the Bible. Don't be telling me what's in the Bible, God dag it. Follow everything in the Bible. Stop picking and choosing what works for you at the moment, because it pisses me off, okay?
But that's so true. That is so true.
I'm not a judge. I'm not judging. If he wants to be with he, that is not hurting me.
Exactly.
Because you love him. Okay, well, love him. That ain't got nothing to do with it in my household. I'm so. What hurts me is if you and he break into my car and steal from me.
Now we got an issue.
We got an issue, but who you love ain't got nothing to do with me. Stop judging.
I love that. I think that's a necessary conversation.
Girl, that made me sick. Yeah, and if that apply to you and you don't like what I said, it's okay.
But you know what? They will still learn the lesson, because the truth is not to be judgmental and to be open, even when it comes to your own. You know, they are not perfect.
Sometimes the one in church is the worst ones.
Honey, I grew up in church. I know. Don't talk. Yeah, that's a whole nother conversation.
Amen.
It is true. Well, Sasha, thank you so much. I want to be respectful of your time. I do have a little game that I want to play. It's word association. Are you ready?
Yes.
Okay. Heels or flip-flops?
Oh my God, both. Flip-flops.
Gym or TV?
Girl, please. TV. Go ahead.
Wine or shots?
Neither. I don't drink.
Okay. Well, give me a third one. So,
natural or wig? Wig.
I'm gonna use that. That's what I'm doing. I'm increasing my list. Okay. Here's another one. Religious or spiritual?
Spiritual.
R&B or hip hop?
Oh, girl, R&B all day, every day.
Beach or mountains?
Mountains.
Steak or sushi?
Don't eat seafood. Allergic. Steak. Well done. And I want some fat on it because I like the fat. Okay, go ahead.
Love it. Okay, and one more. Where was it? Oh, radio or TV. But for you, you've acted as well.
Yeah, but both. Because I like TV and I like watching movies and the judge shows and How to Get Away with Murder and Law and Order and Blackish. And oh my God, I love all this TV. And then I'm in radio all day and I don't know if I want to hear that right now. So I'm going to say.
Did she have the mini meltdown?
So I'm going to say both.
I love it and love you as well. So I wish
you
so much success, and you and Rick as well. And thanks for just being real, because we need more of these conversations, Sasha. I think a lot of people judge folks when we see them, you know, in our element. And I really wanted this podcast to speak to the realness of who we are. And that's
just remember, guys, you don't know my story. You don't know what I've been through, boo. You don't know, from the pregnancy to food stamps to living in a group home, being beat up by a man, going through the challenges of my career to get here today. And you see all the bling bling. Boo, you don't know my story.
I love that. And, you know, I'm getting chills, Sasha, because I heard a comment once that says, don't ever be jealous of someone because you do not know their story.
You don't know my story, baby. You don't know it. And you know what? And thank you for Black women in media, for creating
Black women in radio.
Black women in radio, for pulling the sisters together in radio and creating that platform. Thank you for doing that. Because I follow you and I watch, and I when I see things, I'm like, oh yeah. So thank you for doing that.
Well, thank you for making the storylines even richer by being so real and sharing so much of yourself.
No
Thank
problem.
you.
I love you.
Love you too. Have a wonderful day.
All right. Call me if you need me.
I will, Sasha. Thanks.
All right. Bye-bye.
You are the best, love. I'll talk to you soon.
All right. Bye-bye.
I got chills, especially with the personal story, Sasha, because people they do not know. My God.
When I had to get food stamps for the first time, and child, stop looking at me, because they don't know.
Them when you're on the radio.
Hello? Tell the truth. But we fake. We're so fucking fake. Yes. And I can't do it. This is who I am. Look, it is. And if I needed food stamps today, I'm going to get them. Shit.
Amen.
Bye, booby.
Bye, babe.
My story.
It would blow your mind.
That's the key. They don't know.
My story.
Be careful as you exit your VIP seats. It'll be waiting for you next Wednesday when we talk to Lee Hamilton. Be sure to join us on all social media and on our website at blackwomeninradio.com.
Here we go!
We literally are building a bridge. It taught me to value when I was in the valley. I had no idea that it would really come back to help me. People underestimate the power of being yourself. I think people are always in search of what can I do to stand out. All of us, and you included, I know, have gone to work and you have not felt yourself. You were either migraine, you had a horrible breakup, you had a break-in, you had a breakout, all of those things, and you were able to convince people that everything in your world was fantastic. That's all that is finest. When I am long gone, I hope that the one thing I am able to teach Black women specifically, what happened to our laughter?